y'all. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some creepy and strange TikToks that are going to make you question reality. Let's get it up.
This solar eclipse happening next month could fulfill a 2,000-year-old Bible prophecy. On April 8th, a once-in-a-lifetime solar eclipse is going to plunge certain parts of America into total darkness during the middle of the day. The shocking part is this eclipse is going to be passing through 8 towns called Nineveh, which is the city recorded in the Bible where the prophet Jonah warned them about the wrath of God to come. This will also be taking place under the constellation Cetus, which means the whale. As many of you know, the prophet Jonah was swallowed by a whale before being spit onto the shore to go preach repentance to Nineveh. Jesus says in Matthew 16:4, "A wicked and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and no sign shall be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah." Ancient history also shows that right before Nineveh repented in the Bible story of Jonah, there was a total solar eclipse called the Beer-Sigel eclipse, which was one of the astronomical phenomena that caused an entire pagan city to repent from their pagan practices and turn back to the true God Yahweh. This solar eclipse was also engraved in ancient Assyrian archaeological findings, further verifying that an astronomical event took place during this time. America has abandoned God and fully embraced perverse secular values, and this eclipse very well may be a sign from the heavens that the doors for repentance are closing.
The Simpsons predicted.
I don't know how many of you have heard about this solar eclipse that's going to be taking place, but if you have, let me know what you think about it. Let me know. I mean, it is kind of crazy because I can't remember how many years ago it is said that a eclipse to this magnitude is taking place. But it is kind of crazy how it crosses right over, the last one that had happened. And then, you could chalk it up to being coincidence, you could chalk it up to being prophecy, however you would look at it, but it is a quite the phenomenon to take place. And then for them to have National Guard held up, and then the list of supplies that they are advising people to get for this event, especially people that are going to be in and around the area. I mean, granted, I guess that they talked about there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people that are already going to be predicted to go and watch this event take place. But it's just all the facts that add up. It's just crazy.
Something really disturbing for 2024. In season 24, episode 9, Homer senses trouble and prepares a stocked bunker. Then, Springfield gets hit by a massive solar superstorm. No warning, just chaos. It shuts down everything. No electricity, no internet, total standstill. The show's take on this mirrors what might happen in real life. And now, not long ago, NASA has found a huge hole in the sun, spewing storms at an insane speed of 1.8 million miles per hour towards Earth. The last time we had a storm like this was way back in 1859, the Carrington event. Now, scientists think this 2024 storm could be 60 times stronger than that one, the most powerful ever. These storms could wreak havoc on Earth. Think satellites, power grids, GPS, and worst case scenario, even wiping out the internet and our tech permanently. Recovering from that might take decades. It's a ticking time bomb, and we might just be on the edge. But did you know that the scariest...
You know what's crazy about that? If there was to be an event like that to take place, there would be so much catastrophe. And there's people that, higher ups, whether it be in the CIA, former, higher ups that have talked about, I think it was predicted somewhere like 98, 99% of the population within the first, I think it was 3 months, first 90 days, like 98, 99% of the population would just be gone. Not due to the event itself, but because of where people will be at mentally. People lose their minds, having to scavenge for food, water, whatever have you. So I advise, whether it be whatever event it is, regardless of what magnitude, just always make sure to have, at least a 2-week, 2-month, 6-month supply of goods, and just, you never know what could happen, especially in today's world where we're at. I just advise this to be prepared for any kind of event. That's all I do. Do your research. That's all I got to say. Let me know what y'all think below.
Conspiracy theories.
Oh, sorry, I'm gonna keep pausing, but there's another thought that I had. You got to think back before the internet was a thing, and before there was so much technology, and Google, social media. An event like this could have taken place. Pre all of this, there probably been barely anybody, that would have known, and it would have affected them little to nothing. You know what I mean? Especially before. Now, as far as technology, or not technology, but electricity and electrical anything tied to the electric grid would go. Oh yeah, it would affect that. But you don't have some people. You didn't have some people heavily relying on like GPS, going on social media. Like it just wasn't a thing, and it wasn't around. But it's just my thing is there's too many people that rely on the internet and rely and go to the internet that it's almost like social media is an escape, or it used to be social media was an escape from reality, and then now it's like where reality's like almost like an escape from the internet and social media.
Historians and researchers believe that Atlantis was a real place, a highly advanced society with impressive technology and culture. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato wrote about Atlantis in his dialogues, describing it as a powerful kingdom that existed around 9,000 years before his time. According to the legend, the city was situated on an island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean and was destroyed by natural disasters and catastrophes. There have been numerous archaeological discoveries and ancient texts that suggest the existence of a lost civilization with advanced knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Some of these artifacts date back to the same period when Atlantis was said to have flourished. There is also many geographic and geological features that could match the description of Atlantis in Plato's account. So what do you think?
How many of y'all believe or think that Atlantis either still exists, is still there, there's evidence of it, or did exist at one point? I think that back to that movie came out, I don't know, I think it's early 2000s, maybe late 90s, something like that. I'm a 90s baby. So Atlantis, and then they had the first one and the second one. I think it was a Disney cartoon. And it's just like you think about how many little hidden nuggets and gems that they put in certain like TV, movies, especially kid shows. So what if there was some truth that they're trying to put out about Atlantis when they put those movies out? They're saying there is a lot of speculation since like the Super Bowl, and I think it's the Grammys, Emmys, whatever, musical award show that there is, that they're thinking that she was replaced, cloned, whatever have you, that it's not her. Let me know what y'all think down below. If y'all heard about this, if you haven't, let me know. She does look different, huh?
They don't even hide it anymore.
The season premiere of SNL with Ice Spice.
Ooh, look at us, 3 Gen Z icons.
Aren't you like 40?
No. A long time ago, I met this guy and made a deal where I could stay 25 years old forever.
What guy?
Tall fella, horns, red fur, I don't know, little hoods.
He listed that over.
What? I thought it was like a Times Square Elmo or something.
What?
How many of y'all can see that he looks almost, if not the exact same age that he was back, in Good Burger? He does not look like he's aged at all since then. And it is crazy, it's funny they say that, like, they'll put certain truths out regardless of what degree of a truth it is, whether it be through a joke or they're trying to put it out there, but it could be a truth. And what if that was him telling the truth, but everybody's like, ha ha, just looking at it as, it's just a joke. He didn't mean that, So just something to think about. They put a lot of truth out there and people don't expect it or don't think that it's just part of the skit, part of the movie, part of the show.
A minute, because I was today years old when I realized that there's human-like figures in the background of backyardigans. Now you might not realize it, but there's a couple of scenes where you'll see in the windows of the houses human-like figures standing in the windows as if they're watching the kids play. Now some theorize that these figures aren't there for nothing. Some theorize that there's a dark backstory to backyardigans. And this story gets so dark that it might haunt. Now the story goes that it turns out that these backyardigan kids aren't just kids that play or animals that play, but in fact mental patients. And that the people standing in the window are hospital nurses looking after these patients and making sure that nothing goes wrong. Because if you notice in the intro music, they'll say, "We have the whole wide world in our yard to explore." Because that's all they've ever known.
That's crazy to think about. Hopefully I don't ruin anybody's like childhood watching that. But that is kind of crazy, just like with the Teletubbies. They've said like each color of the Teletubby represent like a certain emotion, and I can't remember. There's more to it. I have to do the looking into it. It was a while back when I heard about the Teletubby one, but that one is like, you know, crazy to think about, especially saying that we have the whole wide world in our backyard to explore. And I mean, y'all let me know too if y'all did watch that, or if you go back and look and see the people or figures in the windows. You know, they don't leave stuff in there for no reason. Just like whenever there's certain award shows and people think, oh, that was just an accident. They didn't mean for that to happen. All that stuff is planned.
It starts to go from smooth to starting to break up here.
Like, where are we right now? What planet is this? Just take a full picture. I like how that Earth is eating the glacier. See that interesting shape?
Oh wow, yeah, just mesmerized. I've never seen terrain like this.
It's so insane, isn't it? Because this is right at the edge of it.
I'm wondering so far how they were able to fly over the forbidden portion of it. Whenever there's been incidences where people have been told that they were immediately told to land or get out of the area, and I haven't heard nobody once go over their radio to end up trying to get them to land and divert from their path. So it is kind of, it's pretty crazy that they're in there. I wouldn't imagine that they're undetected. I don't see how they would be undetected, but yeah.
Pools of water, full ice, like cold. I don't even know what I
Yeah, like nothing you've ever seen.
nothing like
It blows away anything we've seen so far.
oh man, the ice below us is that's like the Grand Canyon of ice.
Yep.
It's just like blown away looking up at the walls and the peaks next to us.
Theories that were proven real.
Let me know what y'all think about Antarctica. Do y'all think that there are some kind of, whether it be experiments, equipment, aliens, creatures, whatever have you, dwelling in the portion there that multiple countries, ours included, are have agreed to be like, yeah, this is a place where it's all we agree on. You know, we see eye to eye on. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts about Atlantis.
China dinosaur theory. According to this theory, China found an island that is full with dinosaurs. A woman that was for vacation in China reportedly saw it on the news itself. They said that it was an expedition of 15 people to an uncharted island, and they were found multiple new dinosaur species.
How are they new dinosaur species unless they were just something that wasn't discovered before? I don't know, but it makes me think of Kong. Whenever they were able to go through space and time, and if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but they were able to get to, I think we call the New World or something like that, where there was all the creatures, you know, Kong included, going in there, and it was just, you know, a whole new world that just existed. So then that could lead to the possible inner or hollow earth theory. There's a whole world in hollow earth. Who knows?
Conspiracy theory is that Avril Lavigne died or committed suicide sometime in 2003, right at the height of her popularity, because she couldn't deal with the fame, and also her grandpa had just passed away. Because she was so popular at that time, her record label apparently replaced her with a body double named Melissa Vandella. So the conspiracy theory goes that the record label already used Melissa to distract the paparazzi from the real Avril Lavigne because she wasn't into the spotlight. And she
wants to hit pretty much.
Has anybody heard about that conspiracy theory? If they have, let me know. There was one that I did hear which matched up almost with that, where, you know, she was replaced with a double, not for those reasons. I think it has to do with the record label or whatever have you. But yeah.
Now this is interesting, Bob.
Which one was the clone? And was that all in the same day?
Vanga's top 3 predictions for 2024, and trust me, the first one will shock you for those who don't know. Despite the blind Bulgarian mystic passing away in 1996, her predictions continue to intrigue many, especially given her record of 85% accuracy. Let's not forget she has predicted significant events, including 9/11, and even foresaw her own death a decade prior. Number 1, the fall of a powerful object from space to Earth, impacting a major city. This event is speculated to be either a meteor strike or a satellite crash. Number 2, major earthquakes in mountainous regions such as the Andes, Himalayas, and Alps, areas where scientists have warned that quakes could be particularly devastating. Number 3, the assassination or unexpected death of a world leader, which could significantly impact international politics. The rise of populism and ongoing tensions contribute to high terrorist threats. Hold on for a second.
Isn't it just so weird that, like,
What do y'all think about any of those predictions? I wonder, I feel like there should be a little bit more evidence behind, especially that one with the asteroid. Like, when is that supposed to be taking place? And was that one that she predicted that already happened? And where was it? You know what I mean? And speaking of asteroids, I don't know if you've ever seen any videos, but whenever they show, like, the sites where asteroids hit, how is it that you don't see a whole bunch of, or many sized, like, pieces of the meteor, like, once it's hit and it's just exploded? But why don't you just see all the shards and everything around the sites where the asteroids hit? So it just makes you wonder, are we under a dome? Could we be? But I mean, what y'all think about those predictions?
we're dead, bruh. That's just it.
That's what always interested me too as a kid. It's like, okay, I get it, like, you know, I could die, something happens to me and I'm falling from this place. It's like, what next though? And that's what scared me as a kid too. I was like, what would happen when my brain stops thinking?
Bro, I swear to, like,
you know what I'm saying, bro? Like,
yeah.
what's gonna happen? Because constantly my head is always just thinking about shit and always just telling me stuff.
Yes.
Hey, remember this?
Even when I don't want to.
Even when I don't want to think of shit, I'm thinking about not thinking about shit.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
So it's like, what happens when I really stop thinking about shit?
You know, like, remember even when I said that, and I forgot who said this, but when you're about to die, your whole life will flash before your eyes because your brain is trying to find a scenario to help you solve your death right now. It's shuffling through every moment.
That would be crazy to think about if that is the reason why that expression, your life flashing before your eye, if that's what the brain was doing. That'd be crazy.
It's like, bro, we gotta find something that can save us right now.
You're not even ready to imagine.
I mean, it almost could be like a defense mechanism of the brain, being like, hey, this is how we're gonna make it, or not.
the craziness we're in right now. Antarctica is the most mysterious continent in the world. A new theory is so crazy that it could completely change your perception of the Earth. According to this theory, Antarctica is not just a massive ice continent, but rather an enormous ice wall that surrounds all the continents. In 1992, a new world map was created, the Gleason map, which shows Antarctica encircling all our continents. This theory goes even further. Some believe that if we manage to cross this wall...
I mean, think about it. They've already, I mean, there's one clip earlier talking about Antarctica, and what if it was just an ice wall around all the continents? So if that is the case, just follow me here, hypothetically speaking, what would be on the outside of the walls? Are they trying to keep us from getting out, or is the wall there to try to keep whatever on the outside from getting in? You know, so think about it.
We will encounter numerous other continents deliberately hidden from us by governments.
And why would they be hiding them from us? You know, what if there's better life out there? What if there's, especially in the videos where they talked about all the technological advances that were made decades ago, but history doesn't talk about that. You know, doesn't talk about it in school. I never heard about any of that stuff. So what if there's something being kept from us from the outside? Who knows? If y'all did enjoy this video, please like, comment down below, turn that notification bell for future uploads, and don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Be safe.